sure I learned that fact from a listicle on Cracked, but I actually snoozed Cracked on Facebook after I clicked through to an article that was like, uh, things, facts everybody thinks are true, but are actually wrong. And like half of them were things that I know I read on other Cracked articles, and I'm like, wow, wow. I'm not reading any of this crap for a while.
They're just cribbing from themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have come full circle. Oh, you actually believed all that stuff? Because, where'd you hear that from?
Lord.
Yeah, that was the last straw.
So anyway, I mean, I can see about it. And if it works for you guys, then just plan to go ahead and do it, and I'll join if I can. And if I can't make it, just pretend I'm saying I hate every card. I actually don't. I think it's a really compelling set. So
we had to mute Brian because he just hated every card. So
I will be at a wedding rehearsal. So
well, you also don't play Hearthstone, so
it's true.
For God's sake, wear a mask.
Oh, I will. As soon as going out doing it, coming back home.
How about you, Mike? Any chance of Friday night being free?
No
big deal.
Sure.
If not,
yeah, I think right now Ashley and I plan to have dinner with her sister tomorrow. I guess it just depends on what time we get back.
When at like 10:30 in the evening, because apparently 5:30 is lunchtime.
It's a late lunch. You know what? Thank goodness that people eat stupid early like that. Otherwise, I would not make any money door dashing. Because I usually do like 4:30 to about 6:30 or 7. Anyway, because the new Hearthstone set drops on like Tuesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 17th. Yeah, which is Tuesday. So if we're gonna do a set review, we should do it soon. And if not, that's no big deal too. I might even try to do a solo one just because I don't think I've ever done that before. Mike had to go and get married, so he's not just sitting around the house all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. He's not just sitting around the house alone all the time. Anyway. What the hell, Stark? Stark said he's been getting notifications from Twitch about football games going live for reasons he can't explain, and he did poke his head in out of curiosity, and let me tell you, watching football with Twitch chat is a weird experience. That sounds like a nightmare. Like, that sounds worse than watching a Magic tournament with the Twitch chat open. Like, way worse. Buh. Anyway, right, well, I hit record 3.5 minutes ago, so I'm pretty sure it started recording now. So, let's go. Ow, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 605, wow, of the Mana Pool. Wait, is it really only 605? Oh, right, because since 600, we haven't recorded terribly many shows. In fact, we've only recorded 4 shows since 600.
Happens when life comes along.
Yeah.
You get some lemonades?
What, Life Aid. When life hands you life, you... I actually have a box of Cinnamon Life in my cabinet right now. Cinnamon Life is delicious. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag Cinnamon Life sponsor us. Anyway, I am Chewy, the lead dork, and I have these other dorks. Hi, dorks. Who are you people?
Hi.
What are you doing in my apartment? Get out.
Hello. My name is Brian, and I am a...
Being interrupted!
Wait, which support group is this exactly?
Cinnamon Life.
Just lunch at 5:30.
Breakfast conspiracy group.
Oh, I thought this was the Breakfast Country Club. I'm in the wrong place.
Mike, the rules guy, and the game lore guy, and I was here before the book club meeting. I'm glad it's the wrong one because I forgot to read the book this week.
You're that guy.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the book, and I'm here for the free donuts.
The moral compass of the book.
I heard it too.
I heard it.
Never change, Dirk.
I mean, maybe a little. Oh, speaking of things in books, hang on. Where's my book? It's in the bedroom. Hey, Phil, for a second. I'll be right back.
Phil, I kind of feel. I feel
Really,
kind of.
Phil?
I don't really feel like a Phil today. I feel like a Eric. I am totally an Eric.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay,
So,
good.
I've been on a Michael Crichton kick lately. I think I said last week in the final thoughts I read Jurassic Park and then The Lost World, and I was reading Sphere.
Yep.
Whew. Well, I finished Sphere and I picked up Rising Sun. And I opened it up, and out fell a a slip of paper dated October 11th, 2004. It's Lex's glasses prescription.
Gosh.
I have no idea why I have it, but apparently the last time I read Rising Sun was in 2004. And I was using this as a bookmark. I wonder if she wants this back. I should probably send her a text. Be like, hey.
It's like, I've been looking for that for years.
Yeah, I wonder why I've been seeing funny for the past 16 years.
So, for those of you that don't follow us on Twitter, well, I won't say you should because it's a lot of, political nonsense these days because I use my platform for the right things whenever possible. But, where was I going with that? Oh!
Don't follow us on Twitter,
yeah,
yes.
if you don't follow us on Twitter, then you might have missed that 2 days ago, the mana pool turned 13. 2 days ago, as of the day we're recording this, November 10th, is the show's birthday. Episode 1 was uploaded on November 10th, 2007. Also, my old man turned 76 on the 10th.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, we were so young and innocent then.
I don't know about innocent, but we were definitely young. But now we're old, and
We set the world on fire.
I think I'm more innocent now than I was then, honestly. But yeah, so this is not any kind of birthday episode. We're just talking about more Commander Legends, but I think that's awesome. So happy birthday to us.
Yay.
Yay.
2007 was an easy year for me to remember because, getting married and the mana pool and all that good stuff. So, no, I didn't get married to the mana pool.
No, that was me.
Let me. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, that's a lie. That's when we got together. I think it's a common law marriage at this point. I don't know how many years that takes, but I hope it's less than 13. I really expected Mike to just vomit out an answer. Oh yeah, that's this many years.
I don't know. I think it's different in most every state, I think.
Common law is actually not in effect in every state.
Is it? But we're only in one.
I'm just saying, I looked at it at one point for a client, and I can't remember how it is. So,
fair enough. But yay! Happy 13th birthday, the mana pool as a thing.
Yay!
Yay! I don't have a thing, or I'd make a birthday. I don't.
it can ride in the front seat now.
You have to be 13 to ride in the front seat?
You have to be 12.
Holy crap.
So, yeah.
Hey, Mike just resubbed. Cool. For 8 months. 6 in a row. Wow. Thanks, buddy. If you other two, who had Amazon Prime would think about it, take a second and make your buddy a couple bucks every month. But anyway... And look, Stark resubbed for 37 months.
Need to be shown what to do.
What? Google it, man. I don't know. I had to do it once.
All hail our savior, Goggle.
The goggles. They do everything.
They do.
But anyway, so we're talking about Commander Legends. Now, I found something out since our last episode.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
So if you will look at the very first card,
right,
Akroma, Vision of Ixadore.
Yes, I heard about this too, but go ahead.
And I looked at the art on this tiny little card, and I went, what in the green hell is going on here? It looks like she's wearing skis attached to her like boots. And it turns out, this is a thing I didn't know. In the lore, Akroma went to kill Phage, and horrible things happened, and she lost her legs to Phage's touch.
Huh.
And Ixadore, hang on.
Was
Let's
it
see.
Ixadore, or was it some of her disciples?
Nope, it was Ixadore. He said they would first need a being to service her new legs. Ixadore found the perfect answer and used his powers to dream a jaguar into existence, which he killed immediately. Ixadore imagined... Wait. No dying. Ixadore imagined Akroma full and healthy, and as he opened his eyes, Akroma's legs were replaced by those of the jaguar. She became, in effect, a centaur angel, and was filled with a new strength, as well as certain other feline tendencies. So apparently what we're looking at... Wait.
I heard that those...
That has got to be the dumbest ass thing I've heard in a long time.
but they got cut off again or something. They were replaced with spears, right? That's why they're that way. Hold on.
Let's do another search for legs. That's all I got. But I saw someone on Twitter say, "Oh look, they're her leg extensions or leg replacements or whatever." And I went, I don't remember that happening. And I've gone to the wiki page here, the Gamepedia page, and all it says is jaguar legs. But that's clearly not what's going on in this art. Can you tell I just looked this up minutes before we started?
All right. Here. Copy. This was on the Magic website either earlier this week or last week. When did this go up? This went up on November 6th. So whatever day that was. I don't know time anymore.
No one does.
So this is going over some of the legends, and after they are in alphabetical order. So right after the one I can't pronounce, you got Akroma. And second paragraph, when Ixadore was swallowed by a tremendous death worm, Akroma didn't hesitate. Diving down the monster's gullet, she waded through its digestive juices to reach her creator. Ixadore bade her to leave him, and her followers replaced her ruined legs with metal lances. So, are those...
What?
Goodness gracious.
So, wait, are these the second pair of replacement legs?
Okay, hold on. Let me go back.
This is on the Magic website,
Control
man.
F. Death worm. No, I hit Control D. Control F. Death worm. Okay. Okay, here we go. The last death worm, the soul of Nivea, sought out Ixadore, swallowed him, and escaped as Akroma watched helplessly. To prevent the worm... Wait. Okay, here we go. In one mighty gulp, the worm swallowed Akroma. Okay. Angel found this suited her for the moment, began to search the worm's vast digestive tract. Oh, God. Ate away at her flesh, destroying her feet and wings. Blah, 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 blah.
Is that why she has mechanical-looking wings?
Yes. Okay, here we go. With her with her healing process complete and blades replacing her feet, Akroma began the move into the sanctum with her army. Okay, so I don't remember any of this. I don't think I read those books. And if I did, I blocked them because this is all stupid.
Yeah, I mean... yeah. Just make a cool angel and just it's a cool angel spawned by a crazy man's dream. Isn't that good enough? And you're like, no, needs more panther.
Although, hang on, I just noticed in the original Akroma art, I always thought her legs were just curled up behind her, but looking at this larger version of the art, I don't see her legs.
I need to check this out.
Whoa. Has it been like this the whole time? And I just
Our
never
eyes are
noticed?
open.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna go find a larger version of this art. What's the original Akroma? Angel of Wrath, right?
Angel of Wrath. Yeah, there's no feet showing in that art.
Images. Oh, Lord. No, that's literally the one I just opened. Give me a... Search Google for image. Find me bigger version. I want big. All sizes, small, medium. Piss.
And other versions of the art kind of obscure her legs a bit.
Yeah, it obscures her legs.
This is weird.
So has Akroma just never had feet and we just didn't notice?
Sounds like it.
So she did in... I don't know what card that is, if it is.
Huh.
She has feet in Akroma's Blessing,
That must have been before any of that stuff happened.
I guess.
But anyway...
Yeah, it looks like with the Angel of Wrath, the Angels and Demons version, that she has legs, but they're not well defined.
So if this is the case, then Akroma has been a very powerful disabled character for all these years and we didn't realize it because I didn't know that part of the story. And it was sort of kind of hidden. I don't even know if that's right looking at this original Akroma art, but looking at the Vision of Ixadore art, like it's clear that she's got the what was it? Lances? Yeah, metal lances. Here we go. And yeah, metallic replacement wings, which is really cool. I just never knew that was a thing because I guess I didn't read the stories or they didn't make that clear back then. I thought I read those books, but maybe not. I used to read the books. I know I started reading the books. I didn't read Kamigawa either. You're right. Yeah. What came after Mirrodin? I started reading the books with Mirrodin. God help us all.
I read Scourge. Scourge was one of the first books I read, which is the last book in the Onslaught series. And I felt like I knew enough of the story until that point to make sense of it. and I read from there on out through like the Teeth of Akum. I didn't read every single book. Like I missed some of the Ravnica books, but I read most of the books until like the Teeth of Akum did me in, and then the Scars of Mirrodin. So honestly, the stories they've put out on the main Magic website have been more consistent in quality. So when they have them.
So there we go. There's a closer look at her.
Yeah, they did some stories for this return to Zendikar, but they're kind of iffy.
So there you go. Like after I said that last week, just glancing, like I said, at the tiny little card art here, I was like, what in the hell am I looking at? And then I saw it on Twitter and I was like, oh, we should talk about that. Because that's really cool. She actually has prosthetics. And prosthetic wings. Because Ixadore's cool like that. He didn't just scrap her and made a new one. He gave her analogs.
And it's not necessarily easy to tell with the zoomed out art, but once you look in, you can tell she's also still rocking the purple hair.
Well, you gotta have purple hair. That's a chroma.
Well, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool. And I had no idea. Whatsoever.
It does sound like it got a bit gimmicky to get to that point. Especially if the Panther thing is also true, in which case it's like... But...
Personally, I think a picture of Akroma, badass Akroma with her big ass sword and jaguar legs, would have been absolutely awesome, but that didn't make its way to the card art apparently.
Ooh, maybe that'll be in like a hidden layer thingy.
A what?
The secret.
The secret layer.
Oh, see, when you said layer, my brain went Layer, and I'm like, a hidden layer? What does that mean?
The crust.
Anyway.
Yeah, just look at the card in Photoshop.
Ah, there we go. Nailed it. I hate you, Mike. Damn it. All right. Damn it. Excuse me. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about some cards.
Right. So how do you want to approach this? Because last week we had the whole set, and now this week we
still have the whole
set.
Yeah. I think we should do the two Planeswalkers first, since we completely missed those last week.
Yeah, well, I think we realized it, but then we're like, you know what? Let's save those for next time. So they're in black and red.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike, you're a big lore person. You probably know all about Mr. Zot. Is that how you pronounce it? Zot? Tot?
Yeah.
Zot? Is the T silent?
What?
I don't think it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I know a bit about Tevesh Zot. A lot of the story was told in like comic books and like one or two old novels that I didn't pick up on. But he's a very old planeswalker, back from the days when they still had godlike powers. And he's an evil dragon demon thing. Very sneaky, very bad guy. And the card here representing him is Tevesh Zot, Doom of Fools. And this is one of those things where he's a planeswalker who can be your commander. And also has partner. So that's cool. It's mono black, 4 and a black, and starts on 4 loyalty. And it has 2+ abilities. The first one is +2 loyalty, create 2/0/1 black thrall creature tokens. The next one is +1. You may sacrifice another creature or planeswalker. If you do, draw 2 cards, then draw another card if the sacrificed permanent was a commander.
Buh.
Yeah, so you get more. You get another card if you betray another commander.
He's like, hey, partner, come here. I want to show you something.
Oh, he's like that dickhead from Dark Souls who's like, hey, look at a treasure down in the deep hole. And you go, what treasure? And then he kicks you in the deep hole. I learned about that on the internet.
I've never played Dark Souls.
Me either.
I hear it's hard. That's all I know about it. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and then the big one, -10, gain control of all commanders. Put all commanders from the command zone onto the battlefield under your control.
Buh.
See, the way it says the command zone makes it sound like everyone shares a zone.
Yeah, it is. Kind of like how everyone shares the exile zone.
Wow, what, really?
And everyone shares the battlefield. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, like, you don't share a hand.
Correct.
So.
And you don't share a library. And you don't share a graveyard.
I am learning stuff today.
You do share the battlefield, though.
Yeah, you share the battlefield, but I thought everybody had their own exiled zone. No. I didn't. Huh.
Yeah, exile, command, battlefield, and I guess technically anti are shared zones.
What about Uncle?
If I'm missing one, tell me in the chat.
Mike's zone. Wait, no, that's his turn.
And then one additional part.
What's
that he can be your
commander? Yes.
Yeah, he said that earlier.
Yeah, I went and did that first. Yeah, I did it out of order.
Dirk wasn't paying attention, and now he's trying to shame you. I was
reading it and going, "Oh, so was it the Lord of the Pit? That's the one that eats things, right?"
Yes.
That is a card that eats things. Yes. Have you seen your cat lately?
This will work well with that. You can be like, "Hey, I'm gonna make some thralls. Here, have one. I've got a couple."
That's true.
Exactly. He's very good at feeding the demons that like to eat things.
Yeah.
He's
seems pretty cool. And that ultimate, that limit break, whatever you want to call it, that's I feel like that's gonna paint a target on his head, like for a lot. So well, we were talking about Akroma earlier, so another planeswalker that's from, and this one's from essentially the Onslaught story.
Wait a minute. I just realized that's his tongue.
You just realized that?
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a tentacle or something, because he's swarming with tentacles. But no, that's... I've heard of forked tongue before, but that's ridiculous. It's not forked at all, by the way. It's just really long, and it's a kunai, right? No, not a kunai. Is that the thing Scorpion uses? What's the thing Scorpion uses? Damn it.
Sounds right. I don't know if it is right, but it sounds right.
Get over here! Please don't impale. Oh my God, that's how he does his limit break. He shoots his tongue out at all of them, and says, "Go there."
And then brings them back as zombies?
What?
I feel like this is more of a complicated story than...
I don't know where you got zombies from. The Scorpion doesn't kill people when he uses his spear on them, so why would Tevashazat's tongue kill them? It just says, "Huh," and he yoinks them to him. Huh. Anyway, let's do the next one.
Okay, so the other one is Jessica. And Jessica in the Onslaught story was Kamal's sister. And Jessica had a rough life because her brother was kind of crazy and like angry all the time. And then she gets killed and brought back as Phage. And you know Phage, basically the living embodiment of death. And then she dies again and gets merged with two other people, including Akroma, and becomes Corona, no one's favorite legendary creature ever. And finally, she dies again, and in the process, her spark ignites. And the universe is like, fine, you get to be a planeswalker. And if you think, okay, great, everything's awesome now, at the end of, spoiler alert for like 15 years ago, at the end of Time Spiral, she ends up sacrificing herself to close the last time rift, and also causes the mending that depowers all of the planeswalkers. So,
Like you do.
like you do. So and she was not brought back from that. She stopped being reborn. She ran out of 1-ups or whatever. So,
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
she's like, it's like, would you like to continue? And she's like, I have no more quarters. So,
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
and meanwhile, the screen is like, the little guy's like, come on. And if it's an arcade game, they're like being lowered into lava or something. And you're like, no. Anyway.
See, kids, back in the day, there were these things called arcades, and you had to put money in them to play the video games.
Yeah. You didn't pay $60 for them up front. You just paid for them $60 over a longer period of time. So, this is Jessica Thrice Reborn for 2 in a red. It comes in with 0 loyalty. Right. So, bargain, 3 mana, and usually 3 mana planeswalkers, you don't see very many beneath that. And starts with 0. However, she enters the battlefield with a loyalty counter on it for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game.
Holy crap.
So if she's your only commander and you play her for the first time, she comes in with 1 loyalty. She can be your commander, just like Mr. Zot or Zot, and she has partner. So you might play the partner first once or twice. We'll see. And then 2 abilities for 0. Choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of...
You all right, Dirk?
Oh, I thought I had muted myself.
No.
Like I'd hit the mute button and just didn't take, apparently. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You said BRB and then you started dying. I'm like, buddy?
So I'm just going to start this one again. So Jessica was Kamal's sister. And no, not that far back. Not that. So for 0, choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage to that player instead. The reason this is worded this way is so that if I control Jessica and I really want Mike to hit Chewie, I can be like, hey, Mike, you got that big demon over there, because that's what you do. So now she's going to pump it up. And then when it hits someone that's not me, it deals 3 times as much. So, nice. And obviously, she doesn't have to have any... She has to have at least 1 loyalty on her to use it, because otherwise she's not on the battlefield. Then, second ability, and her last ability, -X. Jessica Thrice Reborn deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. And that doesn't mean divided. It means X damage, and you pick up to 3 targets. So if X is 1, you deal 1, 1, 1. Not, 1 and 0 and 0. So, important to note, it's different than Fireball. So what do you think?
Wait, did you say that Jessica got merged with 2 other characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, Akroma and then someone that you've never heard of.
Yep. Someone that never got a card. So.
Oh. Okay. I never knew that either. Apparently, I don't know dick about the story from the Onslaught block.
It turns out they were all actually squirrels.
That I would actually believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, you were about to say something when I had a dumb question.
That's pretty cool. It starts to get kind of pricey. You know what? I don't remember how the commander text works with partner. Is it tracked separately for each one, or is it a shared counter?
I would think it would track separately for each one. Okay. I think it's each time you play this commander, but that is my assumption. That does not mean that that's correct, as I have learned many times over my lifetime.
Yeah, I'll go look it up.
Okay.
Stark just said that third character's name was Zagorka. Zagorka, which is peak, and I'm quoting Stark here, I need a name for this fantasy character, so I'm just going to make mouth sounds until something sticks. Zagorka. He's not wrong. So
Yes?
Corona was actually Akroma and Zagorka and Phage, who is actually Jessica.
Yes.
Why do they all end in A? Oh god, Corona ends in A too.
Foreshadowing? Foreshadowing?
Anyway, I never knew any of that. I just thought it was Akroma and Phage got smashed together into a third horrible thing called Corona. By the way, I know in 2020, Corona sounds like something different, but it's Karona. And it's a terrible 5-color legendary commander.
Yes. Corona, false god, is not as reviled by humanity as COVID-19, the coronavirus. But it is
kind of close.
It is reviled by Magic players. Anyone that's tried to make it work. One of my first commander decks, I tried so hard to make her work. If you have, send us an email because, hey, real quick, just since we're here with her, take a look at the next card in the spoiler. It's called Jessica's Will.
Okay.
And I'll read it unless somebody else wants to.
Sure.
So, Jessica's Will for 2 and a red. It's a sorcery. It is rare. And you choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. So, the first option is add red for each card in target opponent's hand. So that's a red mana to your mana pool. even though those words aren't there anymore. Second option, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. So ideally, you get a bunch of mana and then play up to 3 things. And I think that's neat. I bring this up mostly because this actually portrays something kind of interesting in the story.
I was going to say, isn't this where she channeled her power through Rada or something?
Yep. So
I do remember that.
At this point in the story, Jessica has shown up. She's looking for Karn. She's heard about all these other planeswalkers like Freylis, like Lord Windgrace, sacrificing themselves, or in Teferi's instance, their sparks to close these time rifts. And she's like, you know what? She recognizes Rada as a new planeswalker, the new type of planeswalker. She's like, I can do better. So she forces Rada to come with her, and gets a little dark. She goes to not 1 but 2 different time rifts, and one at a time channels her power through Rada to basically burn up Rada's spark, to the point that Rada at the end of the story isn't a planeswalker anymore, basically using her and her life as a conduit. Unwilling, that flavor text, gather your strength, prepare yourself, Jessica de Rada. She's not like, okay, you're gonna do this. She's like, okay, you're gonna do this and you don't have a choice. Like, it's not like a buddy thing. This is a unwilling.
This is a it puts the lotion on its skin thing.
Yeah. So this is an interesting story part to highlight. Never seen it on a card before. So anybody that you read the card name, Jessica's Will, maybe you thought that was her. No, that's not her. That's her taking advantage of somebody. It's a little dark.
But didn't Rada go on to become like a badass?
Oh yeah, I mean, but the thing is, she was already a badass. She just,
but like a big badass, like
she leads the elves, right? So.
Oh yeah, she's a warlord now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's all thick and badass now. So it is. I'm glad she got through it.
She got through it. She made the most of it. But this is definitely depicting her, being used. So yeah. She did not let this define her.
Yeah, now she's thick with 2 C's, maybe even 3. And she's a warlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Whoops.
So we've covered Jessica. We've covered the Planeswalkers. I wanted to mention that one. And if you want a story beat that's not as dark and depressing, you know who we didn't cover last time?
Krark. Hey, Dirk, you back?
Mm-hmm.
You should read Krark.
All right. Krark, the Thumbles.
What? No.
Is it not the red one?
Yeah,
It
but
is.
that's not what it says.
The Thumbless?
Yeah.
Thumbless.
Yeah,
As in he has no thumb.
exactly. Yeah, because you remember
All right.
Krark's thumb,
Yeah.
and then there was an uncard that was Krark's other thumb.
With
So
the
Krark, the Thumbless. For 1 in a red, he's a legendary goblin wizard that's rare and has power and toughness of 2/2 and has partner. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, return that spell to its owner's hand. If you win the flip, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
This is such a fun card. And I mean, I love the callback. I love the fact that he gets better when he has his thumb. I love that. I love that. But even beside that, this is just such a fun card. And so let's say you lose the flip, you still keep the instant or sorcery. It goes back to its hand, its owner's hand. So you can then cast it later. So anything that triggers off of, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you get that. But then obviously the prospect of getting free copies. And I realize he's a 2/2, he might die a lot, but he's also super cheap. I like this guy. I'm a Johnny at heart, and this just has me going, ooh.
And I love his flavor text, which is double or nothing.
Yes. and it's even better. Do you have put up on the screen? Put up Krark's other thumb from Gather, or the search engine of your choice.
Yeah. Hang on. Krark's other thumb. Not his thumb. His other thumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and look at the flavor text.
Krark was the kind of goblin who'd lose his thumb in a wager and come right back with double or nothing. And then, so Krark's thumb, if you remember, is a 2-cost legendary artifact that said if you would flip a coin, instead flip 2 coins and ignore 1. So you get to pick, hopefully, the best option of the 2.
Yes.
And Krark's other thumb is the same thing, but for die rolling.
Yeah. And hopefully it does get you what you need. The other day, Carrie and Sam and I were playing Risk, and poor Carrie could not get that. She lost so many territories because something she was rolling on those dice was snake eyes over and over again. But at least you get a chance to do it again. So, okay. So I've mentioned a whole lot of cards. What's something somebody else sees that they want to talk about?
Oh, well, if we're in red, we got to talk about Rograk.
What?
Rograk, son of Roga.
Oh, that guy.
Hey, Mike, who's Roga? Remember him?
Yeah, Roga of Care Keep was Kobold Lord, except just for Kobolds of Care Keep. For some reason.
How the hell do you spell R-G-H? How do you spell that? R-O-H. That's why I couldn't find it. R-O-H-G. Oh, for God's sake. Why is this so... There we go. So, yeah, Roga of Care Keep cost a stupid amount of mana for a 5/5, and you had to pay mana, and you had to tap him, and it's terrible. But Kobolds of Care Keep all got +2/+2.
Yes.
Not kobolds. Just Kobolds of Care Keep.
Nope. Not the Crimson Kobolds, not the Crookshank Kobolds.
Yeah.
OP.
But I think the Care Keep land that came later made Kobolds of Care Keep tokens, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did. So this is Rograk, son of Roga.
But you know what? Hey, if you don't pay that triple red for him, just give him to the opponent that isn't playing red.
Yeah, you tap. If you don't pay the 3 red at the beginning of your upkeep, you tap Roga and all of your kobolds of care keep, and an opponent gains control of them. So that's funny.
But that's kind of funny because I think they're probably going to keep making their way around the table.
But anyway, Rogrok is a legendary kobold warrior. He costs 0. But he has a red color identity, as you can see in the type line. There's the color identity indicator. He has First Strike, Menace, and Trample, and Partner. But he's a 0/1. And the flavor text is strength is relative.
This is such a weird card.
It's such a great card.
It's a card, all right.
Yeah. The original kobolds in Legends, there were 3 different ones that were 0/1s for 0. The Kobolds of Carekeep, the Crimson Kobolds, and the Crookshank Kobolds. And then there were other kobolds that didn't have the kobold type because things were weird back then, that gave them some kind of bonus. Like there was one that gave them First Strike, there was one that gave them Trample, there was another one that gave them +1 toughness, there was another one that gave them +1 power.
Were they the first slivers?
To a limited extent, yes. Except the lords didn't affect each other because they weren't actually kobolds for whatever reason. But yeah, so Rogrok comes built in with these pretty useful keyword abilities. That's great to have them all together. But you just got to do the extra work to bring him up from a 0/1 to, anything other than that. Which isn't too difficult.
No.
Yeah, you get this dude some, like, a couple pieces of equipment and, like, a lightning greaves, and he's pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, they're like, all right, I'll kill it. And you're like, okay, I'll pay 2 to bring him back.
So yeah, now this is not a thing we talked about last week, but because this set was meant for drafting, there are a crapload of uncommon legendary creatures that aren't good. They're not, it's not that they're bad, but they're not like normal legendary creatures. They're just kind of there because you need commanders of all the colors that people can draft.
Right.
Sort of like when there was a planeswalker in every pack for War of the Spark, they made a bunch of uncommon ones. Well, that's what they've done here, because there's, 2 commanders guaranteed in every pack, I think?
That's correct. Does every mono-colored legendary creature have partner?
I think so.
It feels like that.
All the ones that I've scrolled past do?
Yeah. I think that's the case. The multicolored do not.
Yeah, I think there are a couple that do, but not all of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Oh, really? Did I? Okay. Well, keep going then, because I don't... Okay.
All right, Brian just had a small stroke. Don't mind him.
I'm good.
Yeah, there are a few, and then... Yeah, why is Najeela the Blade Blossom in the list of regular cards when it's obviously a premium card outside of the set? I don't understand this.
Oh, we talked about that last week because when we got down to the gold cards and saw all of those, because the reprinted legendaries have this special version, and that's the only version of them that's in packs.
Okay.
But they're in packs, so they go here, not in the promos card image gallery. Because Najeela is from, I forget what set she was in, but she's already a card.
Looks like...
Was she in the 2-headed giant one?
Yeah, she's in some kind of big old arena. Mm.
I can't remember the name of that set.
Battle Bond?
Battle Bond. Is that Najeela? Was from Battle Bond. Damn, I'm good.
You're welcome.
For someone who's literally never touched a Battle Bond card, I'm proud of me.
That's pretty good, yeah. I have
So, yeah,
some
there's-
unopened Battle Bond boosters.
There's one in red. There's none in green. There's none in black. There's none in blue. And there's none in white. So Najeela's the only one, it looks like, who gets that treatment in monocolored. But she's not actually monocolored if you look at what she does. She's a Wooburg commander.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Chewy, before we got off on that, was there a card that you were looking to talk about when you were talking about the uncommon commanders, or were you just
Oh,
saying
no,
that
I
in
was
general?
just explaining, because Rograk, son of Roga, is the first one we talked about. I figured I would throw in that explanation real quick.
Oh, yeah, he is uncommon, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. There, like I said, there's a bunch of them, and most of them aren't that great. Like Kedis Emberclaw Familiar is a
Yeah.
1/1 elemental lizard for 1 and a red. Whenever a commander you control deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to each other opponent, and it has partner.
Yeah.
So, like, that's neat, but it's not anything big or fancy. It's literally there for drafting purposes.
Yep.
But it's also a legendary lizard. So, like, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I found a non-legendary red card that I will probably put a copy of in every commander deck I have that's red, assuming I get that many copies.
Is it a dragon?
It is not a dragon.
Oh, damn.
It is an elemental wizard, actually.
Okay, where is it? Is it...
Firekin Herald.
That's
yeah,
it.
is it the Flamekin Herald?
Flamekin Herald.
Flamekin Herald, sorry.
Because you know how much I love Cascade. For 2 and a red, it's an elemental wizard. It's rare. It's a 3/2. And commander spells you control, you cast. Commander spells you cast have Cascade. Which, yes,
That's pretty cool.
for the ones that already have Cascade, it is an additional instance of Cascade. But for the ones that don't, I mean, very rarely do you not want to get more spells, right? I mean, I don't think that's a controversial statement. I'm going on a limb here. More spells is gooder.
Or gooder.
Yep. And hey, if you turn up like this is gonna ruin all my stuff, Cascade has the word may on it. So
Yeah.
Hey, chat, are there any cards, just while I'm thinking about it, that we haven't talked about yet that we desperately need to?
Yeah.
So when I asked, is it a dragon, the reason I asked is because I saw the Hellkite Courser, and I went, huh!
looked at that earlier.
The Hellkite Courser, for 4 red is a 6/5 mythic dragon with flying, because dragon. It says, when it enters the battlefield, you may put a commander you own from the command zone onto the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to the command zone at the beginning of the next end step. It's a sneak attack dragon for your commander.
That is pretty neat, I gotta say.
That is pretty neat. Your commander just jumps out and goes, "Rah!" and then jumps back in again.
Like, I feel like this goes into whatever the commander deck that Mike has. Who's the commander who comes out and just like plows you under with the people's elbow?
You want to narrow that down?
Jorkadine.
Think so. I want to say it's your red commander.
Well, I mean, his who is that awful one with the dragons and the demons?
Yeah,
and
the freaking
angels?
angel.
Yeah.
Kalia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kalia.
Kalia, having haste and jumping out on a dragon. On a dragon.
Yeah, if Kalia's been killed a few times, and costs like 8 or 10 or something, yes, it would be nice to have the Hellkite Courser help her get back onto the battlefield.
You have a funny way of saying absolutely awful. He mispronounced it somehow. Did you hear that? I can't quite put my finger on it, but love you,
That's
Mike.
my reference to. She comes out and gives everybody the people's elbow right across their face.
Yes.
Oh. So when I asked chat what we should talk about, Stark brought up Fiery Cannonade, and I'm like, that's not a new card, but it's newly common. So
Huh.
pauper players are going to have a party with that. For 2 and a red, it's an instant, deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature.
I remember that card.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
that was uncommon.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Chewy,
Hey.
did you see? We're doing a whole lot of red today. Did you see Soulfire Eruption? It's in red and it's mythic. No. You should read this one right now.
Yes, sir. Soulfire Eruption for 6 and 3 red. That's a big thing. Is a red mythic sorcery. Oh, goody. Choose any number of target creatures, planeswalkers, and or players. All right. For each of them, exile the top card of your library. Then Soulfire Eruption deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to that permanent or player. Oh my god, it's a kaboom for everything.
But keep going.
You may play the exiled cards until the end of your next turn.
It's a kaboom for everybody that you can then turn around and play the cards from. I saw this card and I'm like,
whoa,
Chewy. Because for those that don't know, Chewy has always been the kaboom guy in our group.
I love kaboom. Kaboom is one of my favorite spells ever. And it's always, all right, casting kaboom. And I'm targeting you, and you, and you, in that order. Let's go.
And he gets all hunched over, and he's laser focused.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it. Like, what's he doing? Oh, he's casting kaboom. Okay.
I'm actually doing it as we're talking.
I believe you, and I'd be disappointed if you weren't.
And it's always like, you, that's a land, take 2, piss. You, take 8. Oh! You, land, take 3. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, and the funny thing is Mike said like 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he takes like 16, and the next guy takes 1. But hey, Chewy's not organizing the top of the deck or anything. He's just letting go. And it's awesome, even when I died to it. So I saw this card, and I'm like, yeah, I know somebody that would appreciate this. It's expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is that you don't get to shuffle those cards back in. They just stay exiled. Which, makes sense for what it does. But that's another thing I like about Kaboom, because in a multiplayer game, being able to not just lose resources is pretty big.
That is true.
Okay, so chat asks if Wheel of Misfortune is a Mike card.
It's hard to pin down.
We'll start by telling it what it does.
Yeah, so check this out. It's a rare sorcery. It costs 2 and a red. Each player secretly chooses a number 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand, then draws 7 cards.
Okay, wait.
So you have to get the cards and avoid the damage, you have to pick a number in the middle of what you think everybody else is picking.
Right.
To get cards, you have to avoid choosing the lowest number that you think anyone would pick. And, if you choose the highest number, you're going to get dealt some damage.
So, okay, hang on. So I'm going to pick 3, and Mike picks 5, and Brian picks 7.
That sounds about right.
So what happens?
Okay, Chewy, you don't take any damage, you don't draw any cards.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't discard your hand and draw cards. Brian takes 7 damage, and both Brian and I discard our hand and draw 7 cards.
I got it.
And we would still draw 7 even if he had guessed 5 and I had guessed 6. That the drawing number is always 7 regardless of where people bid.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because one of those numbers was 7. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was circumstantial.
Right.
Okay, that card is bizarre, and it makes my head hurt.
Yay.
Yeah, it's kind of like Goblin Game, except more stuff happens.
Each player hides some stuff. What? Shut up.
Well, I hid mine somewhere where you don't want to go get it. Want to bet? So,
We got another question in the chat about, it's in the multicolored section. Your Lock of Scorch Thrash.
the what now?
You're right.
What's the first letter?
Why?
Why?
Okay. Okay, that guy. I remember seeing him. Oh, yeah. Mana Burn is back with this guy.
Oh, that's the Mana Burn guy. Okay.
It is the Mana Burn guy.
Dirk, have you read Your Lock of Scorch Thrash?
No.
You should read Your Lock of Scorch Thrash.
He's
So your
almost a salamander, but not quite.
Yeah. Your Lock of Scorch Thrash for 1 black, red, green is a Viashino Shaman. That's a 4/4 legendary that's rare and has vigilance. A player loses unspent mana, cause that player to lose that much life. So in 1 and a tap, each player adds black, red, green. The gifts of the Jund never come without a price.
So yeah. When he's out, Mana Burn is a thing again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he gives everybody 3 mana, which I find hilarious.
Yeah. Probably,
Mhm.
probably at an inopportune time.
Yep.
Like if I just waited until Brian's upkeep to use this, then not only would he be a little hard pressed to use it, but so would Chewie and Dirk.
Right. And
so would I.
I
So
was gonna say,
But
maybe you should wait till your turn to use it, Mike.
well, or maybe he's got a mana sink to use it in.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't think that through before I started constructing my example.
It does say a player, meaning everybody. But yeah, I mean, you're the person doing it. So,
Yeah, hopefully it's like, I'm gonna take 3, so you take 3 also. Yeah, that doesn't seem ideal.
No,
Unless
but-
they're at 3, you know.
or you just don't care. You just want to watch the world burn.
Well, I mean, he is from Scorch Thrash.
Did we talk about Obeka last time? Because I don't think we did.
I don't recognize the name. Oh, no, we didn't.
Obeka, brute chronologist, which are 2 words that don't always go together.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Military intelligence. What?
For one, a blue. For one, and a blue, a black, and a red. For a total of 4. For an ogre wizard. Maybe that explains it. She's a 3/4, and she has tap. The player whose turn it is may end the turn. So it's not like time stop where you force it to end. You're like, hey, you want to be done now? Wonder if I'm just going to tap this at the end of Mike's turn all the time, just be like, hey, Mike, hurry up. And he's going to be like, no. But are there reasons to do this? Of course. So Mike is finishing up his turn, doing some other stuff. Maybe he's attacking, and all of a sudden Chewie is like, all right, lightning bolt at Mike, and I can be like, hey, Mike, do you want to be done? He's like, yes. So the turn is over. There's no more combat. There's no more lightning bolt going at his head. You cannot avoid cleanup. And you can avoid if we do this during combat and there's an effect that says at end of turn do X, that still triggers, right?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. It would say at the beginning of the next end step. So, but you skip past the end step. You skip straight to cleanup when you do this. So that means it would trigger at the beginning of the end step on whoever's turn is next.
Oh.
Right. So like ball lightning would stick around.
Yeah, until the end of the next person's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be weird to
So-
see a tapped ball lightning just sitting on the battlefield. Like,
Yeah.
what's it doing?
Um,
Mom?
So I do think, first of all, yes, you can do this during your turn if you want to have that effect on tap, so to speak, or literally. But you can also be political with this. So, yeah.
Yeah, Mike goes, all right, I'm going to attack with everybody. And Brian goes, that spell that exiles all attacking creatures. And I go, hey, Mike, you want an out?
it's like, yes, thank you.
That is a card, right? Just a white one.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of the damn
settle,
name of it.
settle the
Settle
wreckage.
That's
Yeah.
the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, but I would get land with Settle the Wreckage. Ooh, that'd be a
So Chewie,
tough decision.
Chewie taps his Obeka, and Mike is like, I don't know, I got this. And then Chewie's like, I guess I'm not helping you anymore.
Oh man, I just saw Thalice Reverent Medium. Also,
She's
Stark is
uncommon.
going on in the chat about how awesome Obeka Brute Chronologist looks.
Yeah.
And yes, she is a legendary ogre wizard, which is not a thing you see in Magic hardly ever. So
Okay, one sec.
that was a cool sound.
Going back to Obeka one more time.
Well, we're still there,
Some-
so yeah.
Some horrible, awful player who clearly has lost their soul has trapped Chewie's phage under a faceless butcher. And the faceless butcher dies. And this other person is like, hey, Chewie, that other guy's a jerk. You're welcome. Phage ability goes on the stack and the turn ends.
And then I go, yeah, and screw you, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obeka, why? If you're a chronologist, why didn't you travel back in time and save me that game? Damn it! I had that game. Anyway, so I just saw Thalice Reverent Medium, and she's another one of the uncommon legendary creatures. But for 3 a white and a black, she's a legendary human cleric, a 3/4, and she says at the beginning of each end step.
Mm-hmm.
Create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of tokens you created this turn. So if you cast that white spell that says create a 1/1 spirit, go, then you'll get another one from Thalice.
Yeah.
And if you
Spectral
cast,
Perception, you get 3.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you cast Spectral Procession, go, then Thalice will spit out 3 of her own. And if you went crazy, go nuts with some sort of token making engine, then she will just vomit out spirits. That's really cool. She doesn't have partner though.
She is not, but I don't think many of the multicolored have partner.
Yeah, I did a quick scan. I think only the printed multicolor ones that already had partner have partner.
Okay.
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah.
Like Mr. Mustache.
Yes.
Did remind me. Did we talk about Jared last week?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we did.
Because I had to go look up who the hell Jared Carthalion was. Remember, he's
Yeah.
from the Armada comics. I don't know why the hell I
That's
remember that
right.
this week.
I think we talked about most of the multicolored last time.
We did talk about Jury, though. Jury is from the Rakdos clan.
Yeah, he's one of
Specifically
the,
from the second go-round in Ravnica, when it stopped being like a whatever it was in the first one and turned into more of an actual circus.
right.
I don't remember what Jury's deal was.
He's a ringmaster. The jury review is mentioned in the flavor text of multiple cards.
Right. But Jury, master of the review, for a black and a red, is a 1/1 human shaman, uncommon human shaman, who says whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury, and when Jury dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target, so you don't feel like you're wasting your time. Did we talk about Jury last week?
Nope.
Okay, because I swear that entire thing I just said sounded really familiar.
Well, I mean, it's similar to some other things, but
There are
we
other
didn't
cards
talk
that
about
do this.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them do it this succinctly, though.
Well, not exactly like this, but similarly.
And the fact that it's any target and it's not like target creature or only target player, like you can put, depending on how big it is, you can put it where it'll deal the most, be the most effective damage. I really like that. Plus, Jury is an evil murder clown.
He's like the Joker if the Joker actually took part in a circus.
Yeah, as long as it's not the movie Joker movie version of Joker, because this guy would eat him literally.
Yeah. So all last week, I was like, do I want to be nice to Chewie? So I was nice to Chewie. So now that we're here today,
I don't think I am gonna like what's about to happen here.
Chewie, have you seen in green, mono green, the Sweet Gum Recluse? It's such a sweet, it's like a cute name, right? Like Sweet Gum Recluse. Have you seen?
I saw the art before. I think. Because I remember thinking anyone that has trypophobia, which is not a recognized phobia just yet, that's the fear of things with holes in it, is not going to like this.
There's a couple things going on here. There's that, and there's the fact that it's a giant spider, and the fact that you're looking at all the things it's going to eat. So I didn't know how uncomfortable this would make you, but it's an interesting card. So
Is that
I'll
what
go
we're
ahead.
looking at? I thought they were egg sacs.
Yeah, I thought they were eggs.
Oh, I thought those were victims that it had, like spun up to eat. You know how, but I guess then they'd be covered in web, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are little baby spiders. That's terrifying in a different way. Yeah. So, but this is an interesting card. For 6 mana, for 4 and 2 green, it is a 0/3.
Bargain.
With flash. So that's good.
That is cool.
Oh, but wait. It also has Cascade.
That's cool.
And it has Reach. And when it enters the battlefield, you put 3 +1/+1 counters on each of any number of target creatures that entered the battlefield this turn. Which, of course, the way Cascade works is you cast the Sweet Gum Recluse, and then a Cascade goes on the stack, and you resolve any spells that you cast from the Cascade. So if you get another creature spell, you can choose whether to put the counters on wait.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
you're allowed to target that creature once Sweet Gum Recluse actually enters the battlefield.
What Brian is trying to explain, but is doing poorly, is that Cascade happens while the spider is still on the stack. So any spell that you cascade into, especially if it's a creature, will happen first, and then the spider will enter the battlefield. So you can put the counters there too.
That is correct, but what stuck me was I had thought you had to make a choice. No, this is put 3 +1/+1 counters on each of any number of target creatures. So it's not, okay, 2 on the spider, 1 on the other thing.
Oh, no, they all get 3, yeah.
They all get 3, yeah. It's a permanent giant growth. So, and I think I read that and I understood it a while, like last week, and I forgot it. So this is even better than it looks initially. It's not like you have to choose. And if you have any other way of getting creatures onto the battlefield before this resolves, with or without the Cascade, even better. I was always
This is
Go
really
ahead.
sweet with token generation too.
yes, yeah.
Buh. That's a pretty sick card.
It's a pretty sick card that you probably don't want to stare at the art of for too long. So,
Not so much, no.
all right, let's keep moving.
There's something else that we didn't
Dirk,
talk about last week.
Dirk,
So-
have you seen anything?
The ones that have the special art, those are reprints. All reprints, correct?
Correct.
The special frame, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I don't recognize them all. Like I have no idea where Ikri Shidiki the Usurper comes from.
Yeah, I have to assume it was from that one. There was the commander set with 4-color decks. They had a 4-color commander, but they also had alternative partner commanders
Yes.
that were 2 colors each.
It's from Commander
I think
2016.
Yeah, and I think Ikra came from that.
Oh, okay.
There's Numa, Jiraga Chieftain in green. That's a fun one.
What's it do?
I can't spell.
So for
Hang
2
on.
and a green, it's a 2/2 legendary elf warrior that's uncommon, but has
Of course,
partner.
it's an elf. Okay.
Okay. And of course, it does elfy things. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may put XX, you may pay XX. When you do, distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of target elves.
Huh.
You don't even have to attack with anybody.
Yeah, it's just. Is it combat? Dudes get bigger. That's. Huh. That's neat.
So you know what we didn't cover at all last time? I mean, like at all. Artifacts.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Good call.
Like the I would say the big one. I think it's probably overhyped, but there's the one that everybody lost their minds of. I don't know if it's died down in the last week, but it's got Lotus in the name, so we all got to go and it costs 0, unlike some of the other Lotuses we have these days. Mike, what do you think about this thing?
I think it's neat. The Jeweled Lotus costs 0. It's a mythic artifact. Tap and sacrifice. Add 3 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to cast your commander.
Yeah, it's a Black Lotus for commanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not feel like this is all of a sudden like every deck has to have this. I think there are certain decks that probably want to have this more than others. And I don't know that it's ever going to be a bad card, but I don't feel like this is an auto like, okay, this goes in everything.
Decks that only really get going once their commander is played, and decks that use their commander as part of some ridiculous combo pretty much have to have this.
It's more important. You also have to remember this is only 3 mana of one color. So
yeah, I was just thinking if you're playing like a commander that costs Wooburg, this card is worthless.
So I was gonna mention the Reaper King, and actually, at least you still take 2 of those and put it into one of the other ones. But like something like the Sliver Queen, then it's like, yes, I got my blue, and
Good
2
job.
more blue. So
it can help pay the tax.
Yeah,
that's true.
Again, I'm not saying this is a bad card. I'd be crazy to say. I don't think this card is the like, okay, they printed it, therefore it has to go in every commander deck forever now.
Yeah, and the internet lost its mind, and it spiked to some stupid amount of dollars on pre-orders. I looked at one point, and it was like $160, and I was like, Jesus!
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's too much.
Jeez.
I'm
I
sure
thought it
that
was at like
the CEDH people, the competitive EDH people, probably are what did it. But like, I look at this card and go, I don't think that's worth putting in any deck that I currently play. Like,
I mean, if I get one, I'll be like, sweet, but I'm not gonna go out of my way for it.
yeah, if I get one, I'm gonna be like, sweet, and I'm gonna turn it into the rent. So
On the other side, I thought that Horizon Stone looked really kind of interesting. Chewy, have you seen Horizon Stone?
no, I'm busy dying.
Okay.
I have not. It's got an infinity symbol on it though. That's cool. For 5 mana, it's a rare artifact that says if you would lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. Oh.
Yeah, it's Crufix's static ability.
So you... Wait, that was what Crufix did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But now an
So-
artifact.
That means you don't lose mana anymore. It just the color leaches out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. So it shuts off your lock or your lock, whatever the hell his name is.
Essentially, yeah.
Your lock of Scorched Thrash because you don't lose the mana.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Crufix also had another ability. You have no maximum hand size. But yeah.
Ooh. There's other ways to do that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I just thought this looked interesting and good old Crufix.
I did not remember that's what Crufix did at all. Nope.
This is definitely easier to cast. So,
Yeah. There's also the common colorless commander.
right. The thing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Prismatic Piper.
Nice.
For 5 mana, it's a 3/3 colorless legendary shapeshifter that's common. And it says if the Prismatic Piper is your commander, choose a color before the game begins. The Prismatic Piper is the chosen color, and it has partner. And again,
And
it's a somehow I drafted for red green and I did not find a green commander. Piss.
Which is going to happen to someone at some point. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I was hoping for a better green legendary and I never took one, and then I couldn't find one, and now my deck is screwed. That's okay. I found one of these Prismatic Pipers.
Yeah. Yep.
It's another of those drafting, oh god, please fix it things, and I think it's a really brilliant way to fix that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I think, yeah.
Jay Spencer just mentioned something in the chat that I remember reading now. It's not just that it's common. You can also add one to your pool, even if you didn't draft one.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so basically you can go to the land station and get a Prismatic Piper if you need one.
Okay.
I did
So you
not know that. That's even cooler. Huh.
Did we talk about the Phyrexian Triniform last
We
time?
didn't. We did not. Mike, how much do you think about this card?
It's in the artifacts.
It's awesome. Phyrexian Triniform costs 9 for a 9/9 mythic artifact creature. It's a golem.
It's not legendary.
Nope. When it dies, you create 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. So it splits up into 3. It also has Encore of 12. So as a reminder, Encore means you pay the mana, exile this card from your graveyard, and for each opponent, you make a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able, and they gain haste. And then you sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step, which means they die, which means after you Encore Phyrexian Triniform and it dies for any reason, you get even more golem tokens.
That's a lot of golems.
Yep. It's Phyrex. It's a worm coil engine, except they lose the abilities, but you get more of them. I think the worm coil engine is probably technically better because that death touch and lifelink is ridiculous, and
Yeah.
the fact that it costs 6 instead of 9. But this feels kind of dumb for Commander. So, wow. And at some point, if the game goes on long enough, you're going to get to 12 mana.
Yeah, you will. Don't worry.
Who?
Also, this thing's head is just a big eyeball. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't think I looked that closely at the art.
I was about to say something stupid like, how come it has big frog eyes? And then I realized, because I could see the one eye, and then I realized, nope, that's its whole head. Right, okay, bye.
Yeah, those Phyrexians.
I thought it had like a bird beak thing, and that was its eye.
It almost kind of reminded me of like a scuba, like the deep sea helmet kind of thing. Is this going to be like a ink blot test where everybody sees something different?
Yes.
There's another mythic artifact, and it's a suit of armor, the Commander's Plate, for 1 mana. It's an equipment. It's mythic. The equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has protection from each color that's not in your commander's color identity. It equips to your commander for 3 mana. Otherwise, it equips for 5 mana. Protection
that's pretty cool.
And it's interesting that the more monocolored your deck is, the more things this protects from.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody rocking that Kozilek deck,
Yeah.
here you go.
Also, if you've got like 2 monocolored partners and you put it on one of them, it only protects, or it protects from everything that's not that particular commander's color, right?
No. So you command. Wait, let me go back. I actually looked up the partner rules to answer a question we had earlier. Let me go back and check again.
This specifically uses the singular of commander, but
which is what made me think that,
because it expects you to only have one. Okay, a rule or effect that refers to your commander's color identity refers to the combined color identities of your 2 commanders.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and to answer the questions earlier, yes, the tax and commander damage are tracked separately for each of your partners.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Say, wouldn't this benefit a monocolored commander?
Yes,
which is what we just said. Yeah.
For whatever reason, whenever it was mentioned, I got the impression that multicolored was better, and I'm going, no, I don't think that's true on this guy.
Yeah, that's why Brian said anyone rocking that Kozilek deck, maybe look into this. Because then it'll have protection from all the colors.
All the colors and +3/+3. I mean, I kind of joked, and then I'm like, wait, that actually sounds terrifying.
It does.
But forget I said anything.
Let's see. Is there anything else in artifacts that's really cool? I scrolled right past that card for some reason. Ooh, the diamonds are back.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the diamonds.
They're from Mirage Block?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if they're in Mirage or Visions, but it's one of those.
I think it's Mirage.
Yeah, they're
mana
rocks
right.
that cost 2 and enter the battlefield tapped and tap for 1 color. But it's still more mana fixing mainly for limited again.
Hey, Scroll Rack is here. I heard about that on an episode of Exiled one time.
And Meteor Golem. I love that guy.
He's pretty good, yeah.
There was Brian, our buddy Spectral Searchlight is here.
I see that.
I
Waiting for
freaking
you.
love Spectral Searchlight.
Waiting to give more mana burnout with your lock.
For those that don't know, years ago, when Mana
Years
Burn was
ago.
still a thing, Brian and I used Spectral Searchlight to win a game in a two-headed giant sealed tournament. It was brilliant.
epic.
Like we were all four of us were standing up. It was the dude and his son, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was.
And it was the most intensive, like, can we make this work kind of thing? Because we either won or lost, like, right there.
Oh, man.
It was truly a thing to behold.
Those were the good old days.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody just asked something about something before I went off on the Spectral Searchlight. I'm sorry. Didn't they?
I was going to mention one of the neat new cards, at least it's new to me, the Ingenuity Engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's made to do its one ridiculous thing. So it's an uncommon artifact that costs 7 and has Cascade. So that's the important part. But then, pay 1 tap, sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact you control to its owner's hand.
Ah!
I feel like that could be broken in so many ways.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I mean,
So you sacrifice something, put the Ingenuity Engine back in your hand, and then cast it and recascade.
so that is the obvious thing, and as a fan of Cascade, I love it. But I'm like, there's a number of artifacts with stupid abilities. You could do some borderline dumb things with this. All the artifacts that get you energy when they enter the battlefield, now you can, get more, like the Tumble Magnet.
Is this
Yeah.
the set that has Monarch in it too?
Yes.
Yes, Monarch. You could also you could activate the disc and then throw the disc back in your hand in response, so it doesn't destroy itself.
Oh, that's just dirty.
Oh,
Oh, that's gross.
And then you have it to do again.
that will get you kicked out of the table.
Oh,
Man.
that's gross. Huh?
Well, it's after 10 o'clock. Some of us are old. I know some of us still haven't eaten dinner yet, but did we? I don't think we talked about profane transfusion last time, did we?
I don't know. What's that?
No.
It's in black. And I just kind of realized what's going on in the art, and ugh. So for 6 and 3 black, it's a mythic sorcery. 2 target players exchange life totals. Notice in multiplayer that doesn't have to be you. You create an XX colorless horror artifact creature token, where X is the difference between those players' life totals.
Huh.
So Mike's at 3, and Chewy's been gaining some life and is at 57. And, Chewy's played an excellent game, and, maybe he doesn't want to be at 3. But, I want a 50, what is that, 54?
Yeah.
I want a 54-54. So, sorry, Chewy. And then, oh, look, Chewy's dead. Mike's at 57. I feel like this is an interesting card that is going to lead to some really feel-bad situations. I mean, most people understand with Magic sometimes, yeah, you do kind of lose out of nowhere, but you do everything you can to protect against that. And this just feels like tailored. Not only does this allow for that sort of situation, it incentivizes you to have that sort of situation. I could exchange Mike's total and Chewy's total when they're about 10 apart, but I don't want a 10-10. I want a 54-54. So, sorry, Chewy. I guess you're done.
Hey, I'm still at 3. Bite me.
Lightning bolt.
Piss.
So, the world looks a lot different when you're at 3 than when you're at 57. So,
That is
anyway.
true. Did we talk about the Rakshasa Debaser?
No.
Nope.
We did not, but it's is it not a reprint?
I don't know.
It's
got
not
Encore.
because
No.
it's Encore, so it's not. Well, go
Yeah.
ahead then. What's it do?
So for 4 black, it's a 6/6 rare cat demon. And when it attacks, you put target creature card from defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Which is pretty cool as it is. But then it has Encore of 6 black, which remember, you get a token copy of the Debaser for each opponent, and they get haste and they attack that player. So you get, not only do you get all the 6/6s attacking, but you get something from everyone's graveyard. Just, oh, thank you.
It reminds me of Ink Eyes, except Ink Eyes had to actually hit somebody to get that effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't. Of course, Ink Eyes also comes out of nowhere. This you pay 6 for and then wait unless you've got something. I need to go take care of the dogs. This one is all right, but has been waiting a while. So given the hour, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight to you guys. My final thought is this set looks awesome, and now I'm being whined at. So I'm gonna go. Not to be a killjoy, but I think we've hit almost every card that I was like, yeah. And I definitely am going to get some of this set. That is for darn sure. So, everybody have a good night.
Good night, B. So there's a card that makes people's heads hurt that we didn't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the opposition agent.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, take this one, would you?
All right. So the opposition agent is a rare human rogue. For 2 and a black, it's a 3/2 with flash. You control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them.
But because you control your opponent,
Mm-hmm.
they can't fail to find.
No, you decide what they find.
Unless you want them to fail to find, I guess. But why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this card... I saw a bunch of people on Twitter talking about the op agent. And I went, I don't know what that means. And I didn't care. And then last week, after we got done and hung up, I happened to have it right here on the screen. And I was like, opposition. Oh, that's the card that people were talking about. And I read it, and my brain came to a screeching halt. And I went, what?
Yeah, you get to tutor cards out of your opponent's libraries.
Yeah, so they go, I cast something that searches my library, and you flash out opposition agent.
Yeah, they're like explosive vegetation. You're like, give me that.
It's like, I will take those 2 lands. Thank you. Except you don't get them.
Right, not always in the same way. They don't go to your hand. They don't go to the battlefield, whatever they were doing before. Opposition agent just puts them in exile, and you can play them later.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, if the opposition agent lives or dies, that's a thing I think is really cool. Because it says you may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled.
Yes.
So it doesn't even matter if the opposition agent sticks around or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy go nuts. Like, Dragon Storm. Nope, those are mine. Thank you. Ha ha ha. I like these 5 dragons. Thank you very much, idiot. I've always wanted 5 dragons of my very own.
Yeah, basically. It's like I activate Sign of the Ur-Dragon. You're like, opposition agent. I'm like, no.
Oh, Mike attacks with, damn it, what's her name again?
Calling the Vast.
There we go. Mike attacks with Kalia. I'm like, no.
Well, that comes from your hand.
Oh, that's from that. What? You've got stuff in there that searches the library, though. That's always where my brain goes to. Don't you? No, I'm thinking of the sign. You're right. My bad. Okay, we have
Sorry, I didn't hear your question.
we have a potentially dumb question from chat. If you mindslaver
It's,
someone, wait, what?
Yeah, you're going to have to tell me who controls what in that situation about mind-slavering someone with opposition agent and force them to tutor. Who controls what? Who has what and who are you doing this to? The question's a little indistinct as the details stand right now.
Which is why it's a potentially dumb question. If you control both, then I think you'd know that.
Then opposition agent.
So he's saying if you mindslaver someone while you have an opposition agent out, and then you force them to cast like a vampiric tutor, well then you search their library and then you exile that card.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's not unclear or strange at all. So yeah.
Yeah, controlling them with Mindslaver doesn't interfere with what opposition agent is doing.
I like Stark's response. If I see Op Agent and Mindslaver on the same table, I'm just finding new friends. Yeah. We're like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home. I do like that there's a legendary Nightmare Cat.
Yes.
Falthus, the Shadow Cat familiar. For 2 and a black is a 2/2 Nightmare Cat with partner. Commanders you control have Menace and Death Touch. Because she's like the red familiar that we talked about earlier. She's the cat familiar. Aw. She's scary.
Oh, the card right next to it, Feast of Succession. This is awesome.
Okay, what's it do?
I don't know if this is a reprint or what. For 4 black, it's an uncommon sorcery. All creatures get -4/-4 until the end of turn. You become the monarch.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
That's sweet.
I think that's a new card because I seem to remember Seb McKinnon dropping that art on Twitter with a "Hey, look what I did." But hang on, let's go check. Feast of Blood, Flesh, Unicorn, Worms, Fools. Yeah, it's new. But yeah, that card is nuts. Because what does the Monarch get to do?
At the end of your turn, you draw another card.
Yeah. So what it sort of says is 4 black, all creatures get -4/-4, draw a card. And I would play that card every time. Whoops. Oh, Dirk. Are you there? Are you muted?
Yeah. No, I was not muted.
Dirk. Mm-hmm. Go down to green and look at the Elvish Visionary. You remember this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Nice and happy normal card.
Right.
Okay. Now scroll up to black and check out the Elvish Doomsayer.
Huh.
I like the way we could tell how long it took Dirk to scroll that.
To scroll up, yeah. Like, that's funny.
So the Elvish Visionary, what, for 1 and a green, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 1/1 when it enters the battlefield, draw a card. From a tiny sprout, the greatest trees grow and flourish. May the seeds of your mind be equally fruitful. That's an old card. It's from 1,000 years ago.
Long ago.
Yeah, but the Elvish Doomsayer, what's it do, Dirk?
For 1 in the black, it's a 1/1 elf shaman that's common. When Elvish Doomsayer dies, each opponent discards a card. From a tiny doubt, the greatest fears grow and flourish. May the weeds of your mind be equally fruitful.
I love it.
Right next to it.
Yup.
Elvish Dreadlord. For 3 and 2 black, it's a zombie elf that's a 3/3 and rare, and it has Death Touch. When Elvish Dreadlord dies, non-elf creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn, and it has Encore for 5 and 2 black.
Yeah, wow.
Well, if you throw the disc into that game, it wouldn't matter because you'd be clearing the board anyway.
True.
There was something where you could sacrifice some creatures.
Well, I mean, that's what the Encore's for, because they all die at the end of turn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So just, let's say Dirk Encores it and attacks the 3 of us, and then at the end of turn they all die. All of our non-elves get -9/-9. Which means probably they all die. And then Dirk goes, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd like those.
It's too bad the elf deck doesn't run black, but
You could build another one. It'll be fine.
yeah, just rebuild it with a little bit of love for black in it.
Holy crap,
Yeah, it's like-
Mike!
What?
The Quambage Witches!
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
I-
Combat witches are awesome.
I just scrolled up and saw those.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like 1 million of these things. That's not true. I probably only got 3 or 4, but still. Because these were from...
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, I was
And
going to say
then,
mine from Chronicles. I don't remember what set they were
I'm
originally
certain.
in.
Yeah, they were reprinting Chronicles, and then I don't think they showed up in any other core sets.
I don't think so. They've been reprinted somewhere, because I don't think that's new art, is it?
I thought it was.
Hang on. Quamb. There we go. They were in Masters Edition Arabian Nights Chronicles. Okay, maybe that's Magic Online art? Maybe it's Magic Online art.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, let's go to Scryfall and look. Scryfall keeps track of that sort of thing, I think. Yeah, Magic Online promo. Damn, I'm good. Oh, and Commander of the Legends. Never mind. Nothing. Just ignore that part. Shut up. That's this set. I know things. Shut up. I'm not stupid. You're stupid. Anyway, this is a very old card that I'm amazed has... It's perfect for Commander, though, if you think about it. Because it's black for a 1/3 that says tap. They deal 1 damage to any target, and 1 damage to any target of an opponent's choice. Wow, I should bust out my old school Quambage Witches and throw them in a deck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great for stuff like, it's like, okay, Chewy, Brian's creature over there with 2 toughness is totally cramping our style. I'm going to tap Combage Witches.
Okay.
And I'm going to target Brian's creature with 2 toughness. What would you like to deal damage to?
I'll do 1 to your face.
Damn it. Yeah. That is exactly what would happen.
Well, depending on what that 2/2 creature was.
Yeah.
If it was cramping my style, too, I would totally do that, but... We talk about we talked about the Sphinx of the Second Sun. Wasn't there another Sphinx?
Yes, but I don't remember whether we talked about that Sphinx.
I can't even find it because it's not
It
called
was
Sphinx.
Was that the legendary one that turns scrying into drawing?
Maybe?
Where is it?
Eligeth.
Eligeth.
Yeah, Crossroads Augur. What a Eligeth. It's not quite as bad as Zagorka or, Krark the Thumbles. But
Horizon
Eligeth.
Scholar.
Do what?
Horizon Scholar.
What's a
That's
Horizon?
a Sphinx.
Yes, that is another Sphinx.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Eligeth. So for 4 blue, it's a 5/6 rare legendary Sphinx with flying and partner. It says if you would scry a number of cards, draw that many cards instead. What? Seriously?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You remember all those cards that say whenever you do whatever, scry 1? Hoo boy.
There are lots that say whenever you do whatever, scry 2.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Remember all of the original scry cards in 5th Dawn were scry 2.
Oh, that's true. It seems like they've printed a lot of cards that say when you do a thing, scry 1 in recent
Oh
years.
yeah, there's been tons more.
Did you guys talk about the Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro? What?
Colorism.
What?
Yeah, the ghost of Ramirez de Pietro is in blue.
Oh. Really?
Oh.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Ramirez de Pietro, really? That's an old Legends card, isn't it?
Yeah, did that even have any abilities? I'm gonna
I
go
don't
look it
think
up. Maybe
so.
maybe it had first strike. Let's look.
Ramirez de Pietro. Yep, it had
First
first
strike.
strike.
Okay.
It was a 4/3 with first strike for 3 black, blue. Ramirez de Pietro is a most flamboyant pirate. Be careful not to believe his tall tales, especially when you ask his age. But he has a ghost. I did not even see this. What? Somebody read that.
So if the ghost of he's for 2 and a blue. He's a 2/3 legendary spirit pirate, uncommon. Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro cannot be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Whenever Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand.
Huh.
What the
As
hell?
partner.
So you could use it to get back something that you discarded or milled?
Mhm.
Or use it to deny an opponent to have something that they pitched to the graveyard? But it's this turn.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Well, otherwise it'd be memory hell to keep track of that.
Why? It just
Are you really gonna remember which cards in someone's graveyard were discarded 3 turns ago?
Oh, it does say discarded or put there from a library. It doesn't say just in a graveyard. Idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. Shut up. I know things.
So you can't if it died on the battlefield, you cannot return it.
Correct.
Has to be. So I think it's funny that one of the cards around it talks about milling.
What is going? This card is bizarre.
Oh.
Choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library. So it's only discard or mill.
Mm-hmm. Or something else, like Glacian right beside it, his ability. Tap and tap X on tapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. those are going straight from the library to the graveyard.
True.
So you can pick one of those.
I mean,
as well.
that's sort of mill.
Hmm. Even though it doesn't use a word.
Well, oh no, they do use the word now, don't they?
Yeah, they do use the word.
I was about to say, well, nothing uses the word mill, but no, that's a thing they just added not long ago.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Huh. There's so much random nonsense in this set, which makes sense because it's Commander.
Yes.
Like, here's a moon kraken. That's this is an uncommon giant ass legendary kraken. It's uncommon. Okay, so for 6 blue, it's a 6/8 legendary kraken. It's Brinolin or Brinelin. I would think
Oh,
Brinolin.
no.
The moon kraken. And it says when it enters the battlefield or whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 6 or greater, you may return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Wow, it's a giant freaking mana war. And also, when you cast big spells, they come with a free bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Why is it a moon kraken? I'm so confused about everything about this card. The moon
Yeah,
wants you to
it's some
bounce
kind of
this.
story character from Zendikar.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that would explain the hedrons and the tentacles. So yeah, okay.
Mhm.
This is a very strange.
I can't remember if this was one of the monsters that Kiora called up to help fight the Eldrazi.
That would make sense. All right, Dementor in the chat said down 1 from the ghost for more fun. So down 1 is the Hull Breacher. What the hell, Mike? What's a Hull Breacher?
The Hull Breacher is a merfolk pirate that costs 2 and a blue for 3/2. It's rare. And it has flash. If an opponent would draw a card, except for the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you create a treasure token. Meaning if they're going to draw some extra cards,
Holy crap.
they don't, and you get money.
Wow.
So you're converting draws into mana.
But you're converting your opponent's draws into mana.
Oh.
What? What? What?
So if you're running a Howling Mind deck of some sort that everyone gets to share in the fun, you can just get tons and tons of treasure and drop everything.
Yep.
That's... It has flash, so when your opponent goes, all right, play this thing, and I draw 5, and you're like, I'll get 5 treasure instead. Oh, you're going to get punched. In the throat. And you're going to deserve it. And it's going to be worth it. Huh. All right. Well, that's cool. I think we should probably stop there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Dirk's about to fall out. And I'm starting to feel it. So yeah, we'll just stop here. There's still more crazy stuff.
Yep.
But in a giant commander set full of crazy stuff, we can only do so much. So yeah, also I looked up something earlier. You remember the Phyrexian what was it, Triniform?
Yes.
I looked something up on my phone. It looks like the Orb from Marvel Comics. Whoops. No. Open image in new tab. This is the Orb. It's a dude who has a giant eye for a head. Like, he used to be a weird, like, Ghost Rider villain. So you could see this one right here. And at some point, they tried to bring him back and make him a thing. And, yeah. I think that might be a helmet. I hope it's not a dude with a giant eyeball for a head, like, for real, though. I hope. So, yeah. But at least he's not Kark the Thumbles. Oh, Lord. Okay, then. So, how about some final thoughts, and we apologize for any that we missed that you really wanted us to talk about, but you should have been here while we were streaming, and you could have said it in the chat, and we would have gone to look at that card.
For my final thoughts, big sort of thing going on this weekend. My brother is getting married, and
Oh, wow. Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
he's found the right girl. I mean, they dated for apparently for a very long time. I only met her once. I think they had been dating for about 6 months by the time my parents said, "Oh yeah," and my brother's girlfriend. I'm going, he's got a girlfriend? Like, oh yeah, for about like 6 months, and I'm going, what? And then not long. I mean, it's been one of those things where obviously I talk to my brother a lot, seeing as I didn't know he was dating this person, and my parents are the ones who said, "Oh yeah, they finally decided to get married." Which again, they've been dating forever, and only are finally now getting married. So, but they are getting the cutest puppy. He's a German Shepherd, a brown German Shepherd. He's the cutest puppy. It reinvigorated our family's want to get a dog at some point. The problem for us is once I go back to school, the puppy will be in the house by itself from like 8 until Trevor gets home.
Yeah, and
no
that's
one
rough.
to take out the puppy. So it's one of those things where we're like, we really want one, but at the same time, we're not exactly in the best situation to say, yes, let's get a new baby, a brand new puppy. So we're thinking if we do get one, it'll probably be like a rescue dog or something like that. And it unfortunately has to be hypoallergenic because my 2 brother-in-laws are both allergic to dogs. I am not allergic to dogs, but both of my brother-in-laws are. So if we were to get a dog, we could never see family ever again. At least my wife's family.
That sounds like the best reason to get a dog I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, I love her family and everything, but again, it's like if we went, we could not be around my wife's siblings and all that. We just could not do it because of that reason. Because they like one of her sisters is always over at their parents' house. Well, we could never go to their parents' house because if he's there, he's going to end up breaking out and getting rashes and everything because we would have the dog dandruff and hair on us.
Yeah, but that sounds awesome, though, to not have to see my family. I wonder if my family's allergic to dogs. That sounds amazing. I'm going to look into this.
Mm-hmm. So I think Trevor really wants us to get a golden doodle. The only thing is that they're really expensive because they are a hyperallergenic dog. That is a golden retriever who generally are very, very patient, and they're really good around kids. And so that's sort of a plus side for retrievers, is that especially golden retrievers, they are very kid friendly, as opposed to other animals which are not particularly child friendly.
Like any cat ever.
Yeah. Well, we'll never get a cat. I refuse. Devin broke me of getting a cat.
That's terrible. I love cats. They're just
Well,
not
Devin
friendly.
was very much the, I don't want to hurt the cat, so they don't remove the claws. Did not declaw the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And my office chair from back in the day living with Devin had all the back of it was just cut to pieces because of Hops. I mean, Hops was a really, really wonderful little cat, and one of my fond memories is my brother crashing at the apartment, and Hops curled up right beside of my brother. So I mean, Hops was a wonderful little cat, but at the same time, Hops would just destroy furniture. You know, stretching his claws out and everything. Was it kneading? Was that what's when cats do the little like they're flexing their claws and everything?
Making biscuits.
Right.
Is what they did, and Hops had no problems doing that. So, yeah, just have no interest in cats. Puppies, on the other hand, love.
That was my favorite thing when Kita lived here. Of having Kita was she would occasionally hop up on my lap, and make biscuits. And sure, occasionally a claw would pop out, and I'd go, huh! But other than that, it was very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Miss Kita. I hope she's okay.
So yeah, but that's my final thought. And so I've got the rehearsal dinner tomorrow night. So this week has just sort of been full of, you know, Trevor had his baseball games, and then Veterans Day, and then podcast, rehearsal dinner, and then the wedding this weekend. This week has been very full of things to do. So, but with that,
Yeah.
I actually am going to head to bed. So I will chat with you guys later.
Night, Zerk. Tell your brother that I say congratulations if you remember and if he has any idea who I am anymore.
He probably does. I'll let him know. All right, night.
Bye.
All right. Good night.
Man, next thing you know, I'll be getting married. Spoilers, he will not be getting married. So what you got, Mike?
I don't know. I had a feeling like there was something I wanted to share, but
Did you get a PS5?
no, I did not get a PS5.
Did you want a PS5?
No.
Yeah, no, me either. I just happened to spot on Facebook earlier that Casey's came in with the Miles Morales Spider-Man, and she was all a sight. I have no interest in consoles anymore.
Yeah, same.
I've also, while you guys have been talking, I've been randomly popping up pictures of the orb. Including a Lego version, which is pretty sweet.
That's weird.
Orb is a weird character. His helmet can hypnotize people and shoot laser beams. Like the eyeball helmet. Apparently. So that's cool. Don't push the wrong button when you're using that. They're like, all right, I'm going to make you stop smoking. Pyah! And blow your head off. And like, yep, you won't be smoking anymore once, the fire goes out. Right? That's what you use a hypnotizing evil motorcycle helmet for, right? Is to help people stop smoking?
Pretty sure that's what the Wikipedia page says.
Nice. Okay, well, you want me to do the Patreon thing while you think?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'll think, but you can go ahead.
You want me to do the Patreon thing while you zone out?
Yes, please.
So So, hey, if you go to patreon.com/themanapool, you can sign up to become a lifeguard and help support me with all of this content creation, with the streams and the YouTube and the podcast. You can get early access to YouTube videos and podcasts and the odds and ends and the sponsorship shout out on each podcast and at the end screen for the YouTube videos. So, hey, I'd like to thank our mythic lifeguards. Let's do that again. ALK Alters, Backwards Logic, Connor Kennedy, Jason Doan, Danny Leal, Gothic Man, Jeff Spencer, Casey, Cody Buckowing, Aleph Cat. Hang on, I scrolled again. Damn it. Andrew Hunt, Jason Kaus, The Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine, PJ McMullen, Team You, Hellos How Are You? Hey, Mike, it's you.
Nice.
Jake Jansons, John Parker, Scuzzo, Kim Ho, Al, and Rafgal. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I'm good. We're good. So, yes, thank you to all of the lifeguards at every tier. And all that. I zoned out while I was talking. What did I just say? Thank you to all of our lifeguards at every tier, because I absolutely could not do this without you. At the moment, let's see, what am I doing at the moment? I'm playing a lot of Hades on stream. I really like Hades. It's got very strong just one more run energy. Like, my first 2 streams of it were 5 hours. My last stream was about 5 hours and 40 minutes or so. So, yeah, I've got almost 16 hours in the game over 3 streams. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And what else? Oh, and I'm working on Mario 64. Since we're not doing Monday Night Magic anymore, I've decided that Monday nights are Monday Night Mario until I finish Mario 64. And I don't know if I'll keep that going and start Mario Sunshine or not. I don't know. That one I won't put on YouTube because I don't love Mario Sunshine the way I love Mario 64, you know? Because I desperately love Mario 64. It is one of my favorite games ever. But Mario Sunshine is just another Mario game, as weird as that sounds. So it won't be going up on YouTube, but I don't know if I'm going to actually stream it just yet, or if I'll switch over to something else. Huh. I don't know. I haven't actually put any thought into that until right now, and I decided to think it out live on the show. Yay. Don't forget, here on Twitch, on most Friday nights, not this one though, but if you're listening to the audio version of this, you don't care. But most Friday nights, the Manapool community plays Among Us, starting around 8 or 8:30 Eastern Time. And on Saturday nights, we do the Watch Party. So if you have Amazon Prime, then you can link it to your Twitch account and come watch the Watch Party with us. And if you don't want to do that, you can just watch Prime on like your television screen while having me up on your excuse me, like on your laptop or tablet or something, which I know some people do. So that's cool. But you can join the Watch Party. We usually watch 2 movies that are thematically related somehow. Last week we watched 2 goofy comedies because after the week that was last week, everyone just needed a laugh, and we watched Weekend at Bernie's and Stay Tuned. This week we're watching Leviathan and the Abyss, 2 underwater thriller movies. Like deep sea thriller movies, not just like in a pool. Yeah. And I guess at some point I'm gonna have to do a set review for Hearthstone. I don't know if that'll be solo or with Mike and or Brian. I don't know. But the set, because of the real world goings on, the set release in Hearthstone for what's it called? The Madness of Dark Moon Fair? The Madness Madness at the Dark Moon Fair.
Mm-hmm.
I had all the letters, just not in the proper order. But yeah, that comes out on Tuesday, which caught me by surprise. I just happened to see someone tweet that the final card reveal was later today, a few days ago, and I went, what? Final what now? So, whoops. And what else? Anything else? So Hades on streaming, and Mario also in streaming and on YouTube. I don't know. That's all that I've been doing recently. But, oh, and I finished Bendy and the Ink Machine, and all those videos are up on YouTube. And that game is a trip. Holy crap. That's all I have about that. Is it's a trip. It's a horror game, ostensibly, but it stops being horror pretty quickly once, you know, you get used to things. And it just turns into a first-person creepy adventure game, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's it at the moment. Once I find new things to stream, or figure out new things to stream, I will, of course, mention them on the show here. And on Twitter, and in the Discord. You should join the Discord, by the way. We have a lot of fun in the Discord. I need to do some cleaning up of channels in the Discord. There are a few channels that haven't been used for a while. I need to make some changes. But other than that, yay. But yeah, you should join. And then you can play Among Us with us. And just join in all the random conversations. Anything else? Okay, Mike fell asleep. Good.
I didn't know you were asking me or asking yourself.
I was actually asking Akroma vision of Ixadore.
Okay.
She just
doesn't know
waved
either.
her spears at me and shrugged. So thanks, Akroma. Maybe I'm having visions. Whoa. Am I tripping? Mike, am I tripping? So maybe tell the Nannergun story.
Okay, maybe you were tripping.
For the Nannergun story, either go to the Discord or listen to the odds and ends for this episode whenever they get posted. Anyway, so we're gonna stop now. Mike, did you ever come up with anything to talk about?
No.
Okay. Mike is on top of things tonight. Aren't you, buddy?
No.
All right. Well, for all of the dorks and all of their thumbles, I just love Crark the Thumbles. Wait, what? We're gonna go now. So thank you all so very much for joining us, and go check out Commander Legends. It's got weird stuff in it, like the ghost of Ramirez de Pietro. That is the deepest cut, Mike.
What?
The ghost of Ramirez de Pietro.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I mean, there are probably a few that are even deeper, like Akroma's spear, lance prosthetics. That's really deep. What else do we have here that's crazy deep cut? The Moon Kraken, you said, was a character from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was something else that...
Jared Carthalion is kind of...
That was it!
deep
Yeah, the guy from the comics from like a billion years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's like this is Time Spiral levels of deep, but if you don't know any of that stuff, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not missing anything.
It's very like Kanji Sky Warden. If you don't know who the original Kanji is, you're like, all right, it's a bird wizard. And if
Yeah.
you do, you're like, oh my god, look! Yeah, this is all crazy. Anyway, crazy go nuts. CJNU. Okay, we're gonna go now. So thank you all so very much for joining me, and protect your thumbles.